Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Friday and all today's guests, including new CFL Commissioner Stewart Johnston, standing by, brought to you by the Bayside Oceanfront Resort. Looking for a midweek escape close to home? BC residents save 15% on weekday stays at the Bayside Oceanfront Resort in Parksville. Relax by the ocean, enjoy great dining, and unwind with island hospitality. Book now at BaysideResortParksville.com. Joined now by newly appointed CFL Commissioner Stewart Johnston, who joins the CFL after a long and distinguished career as a TSN executive, 15th CFL Commissioner, replacing our friend Randy Ambrosi. Spent close to 3 decades at TSN, where he advanced from an intern, Rick. You should listen to this. Maybe this will happen to you. To network president. Stewart joins us now. Stewart, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you again.
Yeah. Hey, Stewart, you started at TSN in 1997 as an intern. We know the business. What were your duties back then? We know what interns get up to.
Yes, indeed. There was a lot of coffee serving, a lot of printing for others, and I think my title was Junior Network Scheduler. And I can tell you, I was so excited to be a part of that environment. They could have asked me to do anything. In fact, I think scrub the toilets was next, but it was an amazing journey.
So what is it about you, and I'm going to allow you to brag about yourself here, what is it about you that allowed you to rise from intern to TSN president to CFL commissioner?
Well, I'll brag in a second. I'll start with an acknowledgement, and maybe be a little humble to say that kind of journey doesn't happen without some luck, and it also doesn't happen without incredible mentors and just a great group of people to work with. So that's a starting point. But perhaps it starts with passion for me, which leads to an incredibly strong work ethic. I love what I do. I love working with people. I like building relationships, and I like negotiating deals. And all of that came together with my career at TSN, and then ultimately at Bell Media and some other roles. And then here, I think those same skills will apply as commissioner. I'm just so excited to be starting this journey.
We all love working in broadcasting. It's addictive. It's a lot of fun. You can get well paid. Was this a difficult decision to make this move to CFL commissioner?
Yes and no. It was difficult because I was living my first dream job, and in fact, a recent expansion of my portfolio in the media business was to take over leadership of the entire content team, which included all of non-sports entertainment and the news division, which was new to me. So I had continued to learn, continue to be excited by the media industry. And so that was tough to leave. But no, it wasn't difficult when I really sat back and chatted with my wife, and we talked about what's important to me, and seeing, she knows what my history with football is, my history with sport, and to lead an organization like the CFL and its member clubs was just too great an opportunity to pass up.
Stewart, you're talking to two guys that used to go to Empire Stadium in the 70s and in the 80s, right here. We still go to Lions games.
All right.
One of the biggest problems I see is not enough young fans. And I see kids in their 20s doing NFL pools, NFL fantasy this, fantasy that. I got 2 boys in the mid-20s. I can't get them to go to the Lions game. How do you get younger fans?
I think it's twofold. Number one, I'm gonna go glass half full on your kids and their friends. Is they are enjoying football.
Yeah.
They are enjoying the digital aspects of football, including fantasy. And so I think of that as an opportunity. If we as a league can attract and reach that younger fan base with the appropriate content on the appropriate platforms, which isn't necessarily just get them to watch live games, But those same things that had them maybe initially engaged with the NFL are totally applicable to the CFL. So I think there's work for us to do there. I think the social media teams at all the clubs are doing a fabulous job. Lots of room to continue to grow there. Same at the league office. So short term, I think it's about choosing your platform, getting the right content, because the sport lends itself to the younger generation's interests. And your example proves that out.
Yeah.
I think long term, I just want more kids playing football.
Yeah.
And I think if you were going to Empire games back in the 70s and 80s, you love football.
Yeah.
And you get how fun a sport it is. And so from a more long-term vision is using flag, the introduction of flag in the Olympics, and get kids playing football. I think that makes them fans for life.
Stewart, we know the CFL strong in the prairies. Winnipeg's been on a huge roll lately, just doing really well. But Vancouver and Toronto have had troubles over the years. Sometimes Montreal, but they've been up and down. But Toronto and Vancouver, how can you be more consistent there with bigger crowds?
Well, I think that we've seen an incredible turnaround in success in Vancouver and Montreal, and Toronto has seen growth in attendance, albeit from a smaller base, each of the last number of years. So there is the momentum is there. And behind that momentum is incredible ownership. Those three teams that you've mentioned just have relatively new, impressive ownership groups. But really, at the end of the day, it's a grind. It's making sure that you are reaching every potential ticket buyer with the right message at the right time. You're in the community, making sure you're demonstrating what is so special about the CFL. There isn't a magic potion. It is hard work, and I think the folks in those other markets that are sold a few more tickets in their stadiums have proven that out. They don't just rely on a fan base, they work it. And I think that's what all of us intend to do.
Hey, Stewart, we've been hearing about this for years. A 10th CFL team, likely in the Maritimes. I know you've answered this question a million times in the last month or so, but where do you stand on that?
Starting point is I would love a 10th team. A 10th team would be fabulous for this league. So let me be super clear about that. How I've answered that question though is finding that 10th team is not a top priority of mine. If a great potential ownership group comes with a plan, a stadium plan, and the wherewithal to make something happen, we are going to have that conversation. But I want to focus on things, at least to start my tenure here as commissioner, on things I can control. And things I can control include driving partnership revenue, working with the club on digital content distribution. It may be improving or growing the game of football in Canada through flag. Those types of things that are concrete that I know we can affect immediately. And I think we'll have the right payoff. Those are things I want to make as my top priorities, and certainly just be available for those discussions on a 10th team or an 11th and 12th team if they come around.
Been there, done that. So we'll hold off on a team in the Maritimes or in Vegas, Sacramento, or Baltimore, which leads me to this. I'm told I'm supposed to ask you about the '94 Grey Cup at BC Place between the Lions and the Baltimore CFLers, Stewart.
It is a very distinct memory for me. At the time, I was going to school at UBC. And I was part-time working for Gatorade in their sports marketing group. So I was mixing up Gatorade on marathon routes and triathlon routes. And one of the jobs I had was to serve Gatorade at the Grey Cup. And I was positioned on the visiting team side, or the Baltimore. I don't know if they were visiting actually in the Grey Cup, but the Baltimore side. And served them the Gatorade, but managed to peek up and certainly with great interest to see the great Louis Pasagula make that kick. And I mean, it was pandemonium in the stadium at that time. It's such a vivid memory. I I was a young guy, so I'm not recommending this to anybody. But I tried to snag a game ball that was left on the sideline, and I had it under my arm, and some rowdy fan came and stole it right from me. Like, how am I supposed to complain about that? I was trying to steal the ball myself.
Maybe it was Louis. Maybe he wanted it for a souvenir.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, Stewart, thanks for this. We're, like Rick said, we're longtime CFL fans. Love it. All the best. We're pulling for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Look forward to doing this again.
You bet. Thanks, Stewart.